Hi everyone, it's Carla here with Benchmark Realty, your local realtor in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I am coming to you on a very cold January day. It's been super cold the past week or two. We've been in the 20s and 30s. And so those of you that reach out to me and ask about the weather and does it get cold? Yes, absolutely, especially in January. It gets cold. But anyway, the reason for this video is because I wanted to talk to you about new construction specifically. I have been showing a lot of new construction homes here lately, and there are a lot of benefits to the buyer with buying a new construction home, such as you get a home that no one's ever lived in before, which is great. You get a 1-year home warranty from the builder. You get oftentimes the builder offering to pay for the buyer's closing costs, incentives like that, or maybe including a refrigerator, things along those lines. So those are great things for the buyer. But what I wanted to talk about specifically with new construction are the builder addendums. What a builder addendum is, it's a form that the builder wants the buyer to sign to be included with the contract or the purchase and sales agreement. And I would say not all builders have the builder addendums, but the vast majority of builders will have their own builder addendum with different stipulations that they want the buyer to agree to. And some of these things are very much standard of practice, such as like if they have a lot deposit, how much the lot deposit is, how long you have to, how long you have to turn that money in, if it's refundable, non-refundable, how long you have to pick out your selections, like your paint colors, fixtures throughout the home, things along those lines. That's very typical. But some of the things I've been seeing here lately in these builder addendums have been pretty shocking, and how shall we say, not exactly advantageous to the buyer. And I just want you to be aware of these things. So if you are going the new construction route, you can be aware and be sure to look over your builder addendum so you understand what you're reading and the implication behind it. So some of the things, like I said, are very standard of practice and normal, but some of the things that I've seen lately have been like the builder wanting the buyer to only use a home inspector on the builder's approved home inspector list. So if you had, for example, a particular home inspector that you wanted to work with, and that inspector was not on the builder's approved list, then you would not be able to use that inspector during your inspection period. And that could be a potential issue, for the buyer. It could be a potential conflict of interest if you were limited as a consumer to only using the builder's approved inspectors, right? So that's up to you ultimately as a consumer or the buyer, whether or not you want to agree with that stipulation or not, or move on to another home that doesn't have that stipulation within the builder addendum. Another thing I've been seeing here lately is, it's pretty common that builders here will want you to hand over a copy of your appraisal as the buyer. If you get an appraisal done, they want the buyer to hand over a copy of that appraisal report that you, as the consumer, just spent $600 or $700 on. And the reason the builder wants your appraisal copy of it is because they want to use that information and what it appraised for in order to comp and price their future builds, right? Their future new construction homes. But I've seen some builders lately take it a step further and have within the builder addendum it say, if the home appraises for higher than what you purchased it for, the sales price, then the builder wants you as the buyer to have that higher appraised value recorded with the county. So meaning if you agreed to pay for the X amount for your home, but it appraises for higher, the builder wants you to have that higher amount, what it appraised for, recorded with the county. So that means potentially that you could be paying more in transfer taxes at closing. That means that amount that it's recorded at with the county, if it appraised for higher, that figure, that amount is going to be what your property taxes are assessed at, right? So again, not exactly advantageous for the buyer, but like I say, it's up to you whether or not, as a consumer, if you want to agree to these things or not, or move on to another home that doesn't include these particular builder addendum stipulations. And another stipulation I've seen here lately in some of these builder addendums is one that says that you as the buyer agree to waive your right to terminate your contract due to the home inspection report. So generally speaking, in the state of Tennessee, every state is different, but in the state of Tennessee, during your due diligence period or your home inspection period, as we call it here, if you have something major come up in your home inspection or something that you're not comfortable with moving forward on the house, then generally speaking, you have a right to terminate the contract legally and walk away from the transaction. Now, the builders will put the stipulation in there saying that you agree to waive your right to terminate, which is not exactly it's not advantageous for you as the buyer, but they'll put that in there. The reason is because some buyers will use the home inspection to get out of the contract because they got cold feet or changed their mind, had a change of heart, something along those lines. So they'll use the home inspection report as an excuse basically to get out of the contract. So some builders are putting that stipulation within their addendum saying that you agree to waive your right to terminate due to home inspection, and we'll work out repairs, we know, when we cross that bridge. And again, not exactly advantageous for the buyer, but it's ultimately up to you as the consumer what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, and your risk tolerance with that. Just make sure if you are going new construction, especially, that you're reading over all your builder addendums and you fully understand what you're signing. And hopefully, if you have an agent, they're going over that thoroughly with you as well. But anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful. And as always, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area, please feel free to reach out to me and we can have a discussion and see if it makes sense to work together. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hi, everyone. Don't know what I'm saying. And another stipulation I've seen on the builder addendum on one of Benchmark Realty, your local